Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information out of Japan right here from a studio in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
We bring you Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank some of the hottest products and services in the country. Today's theme is video games.
So, Arai-san, do you play video games?
Well, when I was small, I used to play video games, but nowadays I sometimes go to arcades and play games. But what I realize is that when I'm riding the train, I do see a lot of people playing games with their smartphones.
That's true.
How about you? Do you play video games?
Well, not now, but I did used to play a lot when I was small. I remember really being into games and staying up late when my parents let me. We played together.
Yes, it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Right.
But according to an online study conducted on people in their teens and older, 30% of respondents said that they played over 30 minutes of video games a day.
Right.
And asking what devices they use to play games, we have a list here. The most popular by far were PCs. And then the rest were more or less the same, video game consoles, portable game consoles, and then smartphones, as well as cell phones that aren't smartphones.
So were there any differences by age group?
Yes, there was. The younger age groups were more likely to use video and portable game consoles and smartphones, while the older generation, say those in their 40s and 50s, more than 60% of them were likely to use PCs.
That's a bit surprising. Well, although smartphones are currently in fourth place, but hasn't the increase in smartphone users helped the growth of the gaming market?
Yes, they certainly are. Lately, social network games are popular, and especially those that you can play on smartphones are growing rapidly. And users can just play games by simply downloading an application. And so the number of young users is definitely increasing. Social network games are expected to keep growing in the future and are becoming a threat to console game makers.
Along with social network games, we will take a look at a gaming company that is developing new types of games to increase their sales.
From Mobile Suit Gundam to Pac-Man, super strength Japanese battle characters are on the attack.
実際にガンダムのモビルスーツにコックピットに入って操縦しているような臨場感がすごいですね。
We investigate the fast-growing world of smartphone game development. What's being developed is unlike any game before.
本当始まったらもうね、僕コンビニを経営してるようなもんだと思ってるんですよ。
With the know-how to make addictive games, the industry is now generating new business with fields never before imagined. There's a noise coming from an amusement arcade in the city. It's a music game called Taiko Drum Master. It's simple to play. Choose from a wide selection of songs and beat a taiko drum. It sold 4,000 units. Impressive when selling 1,000 units is considered a big hit.
一番やってる時だと1週間で1万円分ぐらいやってたんですけど
The mascot for this game is an original character developed by the company. Currently, they're focused on introducing the character to a variety of different gaming applications.
太鼓の達人ゲームセンター版から始まりまして、現在では家庭用ソフト、それからスマートフォン用のアプリ、さらに玩具に至るまでさまざまな展開をしております。
The version of the game for the Wii U game console comes with a drum-shaped controller that you beat, just like playing at an amusement arcade.
こちらは Nintendo 3DS 用のソフトになっております。携帯ゲーム機ですので、いつでもどこでも外に持ち運んでプレイすることもできますし、iPhone や iPad で遊べるアプリでも展開しております。後からどんどん曲を追加して遊べる仕組みになっております。
If playing this game on a tablet or smartphone, the initial application is free to download. If you want to add songs, it costs about $1 per track. Smartphone use is growing at a fast pace.
スマートフォンであれば、より手軽に、プレイすることができるといったところで、お客様の裾野を広げることができているのかなと思っております。
The rise of smartphones has had a big impact on the gaming industry. Mobile game apps have spread rapidly with a market share of around $6 billion. Now, game apps hold over 50% of the total gaming market.
現状のお客様であり市場のトレンドから見ますと、モバイルゲームである、スマートフォンであったりフィーチャーフォンの持っているウェイトの高さというのは非常に高いものがありますので、そちら側を見据えてゲーム開発をしていかなきゃいけないんではなかろうかなと。
The company is among the first to get in on the Mobile Game Act. This is the development office for a smartphone car race game.
3D の車のデータを作るのに一台一台車を作って、コースもそうです、作っていきます。車のモデルはワイヤーフレームという、線の状態、はい、一番最初にこういったものを作ります。でそこに、肉付けするというんですか。
But there are points to consider when developing game apps for phones which differ in style from home game consoles.
この大きさに収まっておかしくないように作んなきゃいけないと。
The game needs to be easy to view and control, and the amount of information available is limited. This is the final result.
絵が綺麗。これ本当に難しい作業はなくて、指一本でできるんですね。そうなんです。
The race is over in 30 seconds, making it easy to play during train commutes. The strategy clearly worked because in just 8 months it had 2 million downloads.
基本的にはね、サービスインしてからが勝負だと思ってますので。
It's free to play, but the further you get through the race, the more essential items like gasoline become. If you purchase about $1 worth of gas, you can continue smoothly. And if you pay for a lottery item, you can get better vehicles or car parts.
さらにこのゲームを楽しんでもらうために、ちょっとお金をいただいていると。
Sales have increased dramatically due to a charge system for items. They also analyze daily trends among users and run various campaigns and events.
本当始まったらもうね、僕コンビニを経営してるようなもんだと思ってるんですよ。要はもう24時間ずっとお客さんは来てて、昨日売れたものはたくさん仕入れるし、どうもこれあかんなと思ったらもうすぐやめてっていうぐらいに変えていかないと、お客さんどんどん離れていっちゃうので。
This variety of tactics and 24-hour business model keeps this mobile game popular.
でレースゲームちょっとパターンをちょっと4つほどお持ちしました。
The company's employees are giving a presentation, but it doesn't appear to be for a new product.
御社のガリバー店舗をさらに発展的に拡大していくっていうような方向に持っていければなと。
They are pitching to a used car sales company. In fact, this company is in the process of renewing their system for customer searches for used car stock. They chose the gaming company as a potential development partner. When looking at the current systems page, it contains a lot of detailed information, but the company wants to make it even easier for customers to conduct searches. The game creation process caught their attention.
お客様が楽しみながら車を選んで、かつ、営業商談、車探しに集中できる世界観というのは何かというところを考えて。
Games create a unique world of their own. They attract with fun tactics and create an imaginary world in which to focus on the game.
これは本当に例なんですけども、リッチレーサーの新しい車を取った時の演出。
They hope to create a unique world for customers to lose themselves in as they search for a car.
一つの車を見つけていき買っていくっていう一つのストーリーというか流れを追って、自分の一番のものを見つけていく、お客さんのニーズをつかみながらゴールを目指していくっていうのはゲームとちょっと近いんではないかな。
We asked the used car company how they evaluate the gaming company's performance.
説明書読まなくても自分で勝手にその世界観、使い方が分かって覚えられてその世界観にはまっていってっていうそこのプロセスっていうところを実は購買体験というか弊社のその車探しっていうところにもどちらかと使えるんじゃないかなっていうふうに思いまして。
Games, the kind that people can't stop once they start, are applied in different areas. Like these textbooks. They provide friends to help study math together, or receive treasures to use. Attracting kids to study through game techniques.
「お子様から大人まで段階的に直感的に触っていきながらその仕組み自体を習得していってその満足度それからワクワク感に到達するために我々のそのゲームのノウハウは少しはお役に立てるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
皆さんお疲れ様です。
お疲れ様です。
ちょっと元気がないんじゃないかな。もう一度大きな声でやりましょう。皆さんお疲れ様です。
お疲れ様です。
These are brand new employees at this game company. They're beginning their training. They appear to be passing around business cards. But there are strange symbols on the back.
裏面になんかマークがありません？気づきました。このマークを誰にも見せてはいけない。マークが揃ったら報告をしています。あんまり喋ってないけど。
After being told the mysterious rule, they begin exchanging cards.
揃った方が一人出ました。赤井さんは課長に昇格。
During this session on exchanging cards, anyone who receives a matching mark gets a promotion. They will have to exchange many cards in order to progress. Once they get promoted, they must accompany a subordinate and continue exchanging cards. It simulates a real-life company promotion battle. In fact, it's a program designed in collaboration with an educational training company for businesses.
こちら側の作戦としては、ゲームを、に乗っかって達成していく、ゲームで勝つとかっていうような勝利する、うまくやるっていうようなところに目的を少しずらすと回数が自然に重なっていったりっていうようなことが起こりますね。
机に座ってやるだけじゃなくて実践的にやる研修だと思わなかったのですごい驚いたんですけどすごい楽しくやれてるので
楽しみでやってるんで一個一個終わった後にすごい感想が出やすかったりとか話し合いの場がすごく持ちやすいので
Games are using their weapons to continue breaking ground in entirely new fields.
That seemed to be fun. I mean, incorporating games into training programs is quite an innovative idea, isn't it?
It is. And the method was also used as a strategy for selling cars. And actually, games are now being used in many different fields.
So what other kinds of fields?
Well, for example, games are also being used in fields that are marketing towards the elderly population.
Well, I guess it's always been thought that games are for children and the younger populations, but it's changing to accommodate the aging society, isn't it?
Yes, you could say that. Actually, arcades where young people used to gather are now struggling because of the dwindling number of children and also the rise of social network games. But on the other hand, they're shifting their businesses to market towards the elderly citizens who tend to have more time and money.
I see. Interesting. So what kind of strategies are arcades using to attract those senior citizens?
Well, they actually have, we have a list here. They have classes for seniors who are beginners at games, and they also serve free coffee. And there's even an example of a game contest specifically for senior citizens where grandchildren have been seen cheering them on.
I see. Well, besides arcades, are there any other areas in the gaming industry that are marketed towards senior citizens?
Yes, there are. There are actually public welfare centres for senior citizens that include game machines in their facilities. And, for example, songs that the elderly are familiar with are incorporated in games such as Drum Master, like we saw in the video, and used in daycare services to help people improve their health.
So the Asian population is turning into a new business opportunity for this industry, actually.
I believe so. And after the big boom in interactive games lost momentum and the gaming industry has been struggling to grow, and now they're hoping that the elderly population will become their new consumer base that will save their industry.
I see. Well, that's it for Channel Japan Ranking. After the break, we'll be showing you a documentary program, Japanese Dream. Stay tuned.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green solar power systems in Singapore.
Sistem AC ramah lingkungan di Indonesia.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Tomorrow never ends with you. With you. When the morning falls, we there so alone. Well, I know we'll never.
For life's greatest moments. Bridgestone.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do this? We make things like this possible through the power of chemistry. We're the Kaiteki Company, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
So, what would be the key to success in expanding your business globally?
Cash management?
Knowing the whereabouts of your money at all times, and managing your money speedily and accurately. Which means accelerating your business for better results.
SMBC, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we'll introduce you to some of our popular documentary programs. Today, from Japanese Dream by TBS, we will introduce a university professor who is researching sleep.
So, Anai-san, have you heard of a sickness called narcolepsy?
I'm not very familiar with the word, but I believe it's a sleeping disorder.
Yes, that's right. It causes sudden sleep attacks and excessive sleepiness regardless of time or place.
Well, if people can't control when they fall asleep, whether at school or at work, it must have a big effect on their everyday lives.
Yes, it certainly does. Now, usually they wake up about around 30 minutes or so and feel refreshed, but in a few hours they experience another sleep attack. And so, for people who don't understand this disorder, they wrongly assume that the person is lazy or unmotivated.
I see. So today we will take a look at the work of a researcher who is trying to help people with this disorder.
A quick question. Do you sleep well?
眠れた感じはあんまりしない時は多いかもしれないです。
睡眠導入剤みたいなのを使ってた時期は若干ありましたけど。
1 in 5 Japanese people suffer from sleeplessness. Getting a good sleep should be a huge cause of concern.
我々人間がどうして眠らなければいけないかということをこの問いにきちんと答えられる科学者は世界で一人もいないんですよね。
If we can unlock this mystery, everyone will be able to sleep peacefully. A large-scale national project is underway. Masashi Yanagisawa is a key figure in this project.
Well, we can do that.
He is a gifted scientist and potential Nobel Prize nominee, and has become the first person in the world to discover the substance that controls our sleep. He wants the world to enjoy a good night's sleep. We follow him as he chases his unending dream.
I have a dream.
We have a dream. We have a dream.
Everyone has experienced tiredness during the day, but snoozing can sometimes be harmful. Some people fall asleep over and over during the day, regardless of time or place. It's a sickness called narcolepsy. 200,000 people in Japan suffer from it.
頑張って頑張ってって言われて頑張ろうって思っても全然起きれなくて悔しくてもうなんでこんなに怠け者なんだろうってすっごい悔しくてで苦しくて。
Yanagisawa is trying to conquer narcolepsy, which has remained a mystery illness for 120 years. His research is based in America. The University of Texas's Southwestern Medical Center is a world-renowned research center which has produced 6 Nobel laureates. There are 2 phases of sleep: non-REM, where the brain is inactive, and REM, where the brain is active.
その本来レム睡眠というのは、覚醒から最初のノンレム睡眠に入ってノンレム睡眠に先入ってからレム睡眠に入るんですけども、それが覚醒からいきなりレム睡眠に入ってしまうっていう異常なパターンが出てきたんですね。
Patients suffering from narcolepsy have a completely different sleep rhythm. Ordinarily, non-REM and REM periods occur in 90-minute cycles. In narcolepsy, those cycles are extremely irregular. The brain is unable to rest and exhaustion builds. What causes such sleeplessness? Sleep is deeply connected to the brain. Yanagisawa believed that the key to unlocking the mystery of sleep was in the brain's chemistry. After 3 long years, he identified a substance secreted by the brain.
これがオレキシンですね。オレキシンという単一の物質がなくなってしまうことによって起こるんだっていうことが分かって、それを何とかしてですね、医薬品として作り上げたいです。
The orexin he discovered was the substance that controls sleep. The amount a person secretes in a lifetime is minuscule. But if there is not enough, it can cause narcolepsy. It's a big step towards unlocking the secrets of sleep. Yanagisawa is being considered for a Nobel Prize.
人と違っていることを恐れるなっていうのがあります。違うことをやって何か面白いことにたどり着く、そういう方向でいきたいです。
Not being afraid of being different from others has allowed him to explore unknown territory. When he was a second-year graduate medical student, he discovered a substance that caused high blood pressure. 2 years later, Yanagisawa received a letter. Come work at our university. It was a request from 2 Nobel Prize-winning scientists.
まあ最初その瞬間にすごいなとかやったとかそういう感情は起こらなかった記憶がありますね。まあでも非常にいい話、もうこの上ないぐらいいい話だったんで、まあなかなかすごい話だなともちろん思いました。
He moved to the States and 7 years later discovered orexin. At the time, he thought it controlled obesity. In order to determine its effects on obesity control, he conducted an experiment over 6 months using high-calorie meals on mice. The regular mouse became obese, but the mouse that received the orexin retained almost the same weight throughout the experiment. What Yanagisawa found was that orexin was an obesity suppressant. His research team thought they could make a medication to fight obesity, but he saw things completely differently. Orexin is secreted from the area of the brain responsible for governing our fundamental desires. Could it then be used for a more important role? Inside this box are records from the experiment. There are countless numbers of tapes containing footage of the changes that occurred in the mouse that was deprived of orexin. Yanagisawa discovered a change in the mouse 4 weeks after beginning the experiment. The once active mouse suddenly stops moving. It then becomes active again after a short time.
最初何が起こってるのかなって思ったんですけど、まあ第一環としてすぐに思いついたのは転換発作ですね。
He first reviewed the mouse's brainwave data.
この辺りちょっとこの辺りにして。
The thousands of hours of data revealed no sign of a seizure. But having studied the effects of orexin, Yanagisawa suddenly hit upon an idea. What if the mouse had been sleeping?
最初転換だと思ったんですけど、その予想はまあ裏切られて、その代わり実は睡眠が異常だということが、全くこれは正直あまり予想してなかったんですけども、そういうことが見つかりました。
In other words, he discovered that orexin not only suppressed obesity, but was also responsible for controlling sleep. This is how orexin works. During daytime and periods of hunger, the brain secretes orexin, keeping us awake. At night, and when we are full, the secretion is limited, giving us a signal to sleep. Yanagisawa found that the orexin levels in patients who had narcolepsy were extremely low. 1 in 5 Japanese people currently suffer from sleep issues. Narcolepsy is one of the most serious sleep problems where the body is unable to control the time and place for sleeping. The patient's stories are compelling.
黒い背広、黒っぽい背広しかもう着なくて、なぜ黒い服を着たかというと、両手に針持って眠くなった時に刺すため。で、刺すと血が出ますから、白い背広と白っぽい背広は着れない。
Yanagisawa has invited a narcolepsy sufferer to his lab. She is his friend's daughter.
どんなに周りが言ってくれてるのに、どんなに周りが心配してくれてるのに、なんで私は答えられないんだろうって、どうして私はこんなにも怠惰なんだろうってずっと思ってましたね、すごく。
She's had narcolepsy for 5 years. She read from her diary, in which she wrote of her pain.
だんだん目覚めなくなった。遅刻も増えた。帰ってすぐ寝て、朝それでも起きれなくて、授業の間も死んだように眠るようになった。1年と少し、だんだん悪化していった。誰も気づかなかった。自分も気づかなかった。いや、おかしいとは思ったけど、甘えだと思った。睡眠は私の味方じゃなくなった。嫌なことを忘れさせるヒーローじゃなくて、私の体を蝕む悪魔になって襲ってきた。そうですね。
すごい言葉ですね。私の体を蝕む悪魔になって襲ってきた。まあ本当にね、そういう気持ちなのかなっていう、はい、ひしひしと伝わってきますね。
4 years ago, Yanagisawa set up again in Japan. He began developing a medication for narcolepsy using the orexin he had discovered in the States. The government has injected $100 million into the project. A total of 100 researchers have been called from across the world in order to discover the secrets behind sleep.
お邪魔します。
お邪魔します。
こっちから行く。
Yanagisawa is showing her the lab where the medicine is being developed to give her some encouragement.
風花さんの脳の奥の方にあるオレキシンを作る神経細胞があるんですけども、それが死んでしまってるんですね。そのオレキシンと同じ働きをする物質を作れれば、もう脳内のオレキシンを補うことができるっていう。
こういう構造をしています。
これがそのオレキシンの模型ですね。
でそれを合成したのがこの中に入ってます。
希望ですね。ちょっと不安がちょっとずつなくなってきますし、こうやって見せて、もう頑張ってるところ見せてもらうことで起きれるのが日が来るんだなっていうのがすごい希望が持てるので、とても嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。
A medicine to help battle her sleep demons may finally be born.
病気を根本的に治療していくと、こういうのが本当に進んでくれるとありがたいと思いますし、もう患者を代表してでもお願いしたいと思います。
今までも頑張ってきてもらって、それのおかげでこうやって私が生活をちゃんとできるようになっておりますので、これからも頑張っていただけるととても嬉しく思います。とても心強く思います。これからもよろしくお願いいたします。
ありがとうございます。新しい医薬を作るっていうのはこれも大変な作業で、本当にまあいくら早くても10年の単位で時間がかかってしまうんですけれども、そこに行きたいと、たどり着きたいと頑張ってますので、希望を持ってですね、病気と付き合ってなんとか、行ってほしいです。
Well, there were so many things that I didn't know, and one thing what really makes them more suffering is that the fact that people might think that they're lazy or unmotivated, but we should understand more about that. And also, I didn't know that orexin, the substance that is thought to control appetite, is also deeply related to sleep.
True. But very little is actually known in the field of sleep studies, and even the basic phenomenon of why animals sleep or feel sleepy is still a complete mystery.
Right. And the professor mentioned in the video that it will take about 10 years to develop the new medicine. And I imagine that the people who suffer from this disorder must be anxious for this medicine to become available.
I agree. And besides narcolepsy, actually activating orexin may also help in treating psychiatric disorders that have sleeping disorders like depression. And also it may help even with things such as jet lag and working late shifts.
Well, let's hope that the study will help reduce the number of people who suffer from sleeping disorders. And after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular economics program, Gatsuri Monday. Don't go away.
Myanmar. Red. United. 세계의 조선. Passion. Spirit.次のプレミアムフィールドへ。
The view is almost like peering down on the star-filled night sky at your feet. It's the city at night seen from a height of 450 meters. Make unforgettable memories. City light stretching for as far as the eye can see. Find it at Tokyo Skytree.
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way? The Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know.
The talk of the world, Kobelco. Panasonic Ultra High Resolution 4K, extending the frontiers of TV.
Vamos lá.
Allowing passions to flow, values to converge, enhancing imagination. Places abloom with captivating images, bring a new kind of connection to people's lives. Panasonic 4K solutions. Break the boundaries.
Panasonic.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll show you an episode from a popular Japanese economics program, Gatsuri Monday by TBS. Today's theme is multiple trade business.
Yes, now I'd like to start by asking you if you're familiar with the word pivot.
Well, pivot is the term used in basketball, so I guess it's very familiar for those who play basketball. You have one foot on the ground and you change directions with the other foot.
Exactly. You're well versed in basketball, and actually that's the only example I've heard the word pivot being used. But the word means the action of turning and changing directions on one foot, like you said, and the term is also used in the business world. When a company makes a complete change in direction on their business model and enters a new field, it's called a pivot.
Oh. So today we will introduce companies that not only succeeded in their original business, but also succeeded in taking on completely different fields.
Recently, more and more companies are starting businesses in areas completely different from their field of expertise. Today, we'll take a look at companies using their existing knowledge to engage in other types of business. An audio device maker that specializes in headphones enters the sushi business. A photo film company uses their 80 years of research to make products for women.
実はコラーゲンです。コラーゲン？はい。
And a company whose business is related to the ocean, come up with a product for warming the body. First off, we visited the audio device company in Tokyo. Their main business is manufacturing headphones and microphones. But nowadays, they're in a different business.
こちらです。
何これ？
なんだかわかりますか？
Cooked rice is put into this device. When the handle is turned, clumps of rice exit from the bottom. The rice is for making sushi. Although their main business is audio related, they entered a completely different field.
で、今主力になっているのはこちらです。
うわ、でかっ！
こちらお店とかで使っていただく業務用の寿司ロボットになってまして、大手スーパーさんや回転寿司屋さん、宅配寿司さんで使ってもらっています。
We visited a conveyor belt sushi restaurant to check one out. And here it is, making sushi rice one after another. Although this is completely different from their original business of making audio devices, they are now the second biggest sushi rice machine manufacturer. Here's how they got into the sushi business.
1982年に CD が発売されました。
はい。
それでこれからはもう針は売れないかなと。
Ever since the company was founded in 1962, their business was centered around making audio devices, especially record player needle cartridges. However, when CDs entered the market, they faced a crisis.
やばいなとみんな考えてますね。
They held many meetings to come up with ideas on how to save the company, and brainstormed about what kind of products could be made with precision parts like the record player needles. Then came the idea for the machine.
金型を作って部品を作る技術ですね。それを応用させてこちらの部品を一点一点こう作って組み立てているっていう。
The machines were first sold for household use, but then became popular among conveyor belt sushi bars. Then the large-scale machines became a huge hit. The machine uses delicate technologies similar to a record player.
ここはわざとちょっとレコードっぽく
これ
しました。はい。均一な密度にしながら最後握り込むんですけれど、そのタイミングですごいこのシャリの空気含み具合が変わってくるんですけど。
The secret behind keeping the rice soft lies in the wheels inside. If the rice gets pushed out too quickly, it becomes hard. By changing the speed of the wheel, the firmness of the rice can be changed.
こっちが回り出してからコンマ何秒後にこっちが回るみたいな。実際そういう動きしてるんですけど。
Sushi rice with the right amount of air content creates the right texture. Technology used for audio devices provided to be useful in the sushi industry as well. Next, we visited a company in Oita Prefecture. The sign reads diving, so it must be related to the ocean. They are using an old middle school building as their factory. Let's see what they're making.
どうもお待たせいたしました。社長、これはウェットスーツを作ってる会社なんですか？ そうなんです。
Their main business for the last 30 years has been making wetsuits, like those worn by surfers. Their company name, Helmet Diving, refers to diving clothes that are worn over the head. Let's find out the other business this company started.
どうぞ。はい。おはようございます。皆さんなんかミシンで縫ってる。
これが今実はうちの主力商品なんです。
これ？はい。
なんすかこれ？実はこれ湯たんぽなんです。
湯たんぽ？
湯たんぽ。
special hot water bottles that are used as warming devices. The rubber material used in wetsuits has air bubbles inside that provides insulation. With this material, they have become popular. And they have sold over 60,000 units since 2007, with sales over $6 million. The hot water bottles are made with the same materials and sewing technique to make the wetsuits.
これで湯たんぽ作ったらこれきっといいのができる。
A high level of technique is needed to sew the surface of this material so water doesn't leak.
こんな柔らかいの機械で装置は非常に難しいんですよね。いろんなことを考えると、今の方がなるほど、いいものができると。そうなんですね。
The material is soft, allowing many variations of the hot water bottles to be made. Like this neck warming type, a cushion type for warmth while sitting, and even wearable slipper types for the feet. These are popular with people who are sensitive to cold. Next, we visited a company in Osaka. Their main business now is oral care products such as toothpaste. But that wasn't always the case.
今見てるこのオーラルケア事業が、片足伸ばしビジネスになります。
Oral care products are their main business now, but it didn't start that way.
あれ高橋さん。どうも。どうも。どうもって。
はい。実はこの自転車の部品がサンスターの起源になります。
This company started as a bicycle parts maker in 1932. Now, 10% of their sales still come from bicycle-related business. The secret behind their business shift started in the factory.
これ見てください。
これ何ですか？
これは今歯磨き剤をチューブの中に入れている過程なんですけど、自転車のタイヤのパンク修理に使うゴムのりをもともとこのような金属チューブに入れておりまして、その過程でまさにこのような形で歯磨き剤を入れる形で応用しているという形になります。
A long time ago, this company used to make repair glue that was sold in metal tubes. However, repair glue from a can became more popular, and the company was left with many unused metal tubes. So they decided to use the tubes to hold toothpaste.
ちょうどその頃日本のですね市場で歯磨き剤のですね需要っていうのがすごく大きくなっておりまして、ただその頃先行投資をしていた企業っていうのがあまりまだなかったと。
Most of the toothpaste in 1946 was in powder form, and toothpaste in metal tubes was still rare.
その時に、創業者の金田邦夫が市場調査を行って、実際じゃあその中身入れるものを、練り歯磨き剤を入れて、第2のビジネスの柱にできないかと。
Their toothpaste tube business started by using leftover metal tubes. It kept growing and now makes up over 50% of their sales. Next, we visited a research center in Kanagawa that is known for making camera film. This film company created a skincare product that became a big hit among women. This is how camera film and cosmetics are related.
これ何だと思います？
ゼリー、レモンゼリー。すごい。
弾力があってプルプルしてますよね。
冷たい。
実はですね、コラーゲンです。
コラーゲン？
はい。想像がつかないですよね。写真フィルムの原料の実は半分以上、これはコラーゲンからできているんです。
This is how photos are made. Film is made out of many substances that bring out color and absorb light to capture an image on the film surface. If these chemical substances are unbalanced, the photo does not come out well. Collagen, which is clear and rubbery, acts as the foundation for the photo.
ですから私たち80年間コラーゲンの研究をずーっとやってきたわけです。
When digital cameras became the standard, the company thought of ways to capitalize from their film technologies. This is when they realized many cosmetics use collagen. The collagen they use has a high level of pureness.
キラキラしてるもんな。
はい。
これやっぱり高いんですか？
高いです。
高い？
高いです。
お値段は？
企業秘密です。
企業秘密。
ごめんなさい。
Collagen is not the only substances related to film that is being used in cosmetics.
写真プリントの色あせを防ぐ技術、その大事な技術の一つに紫外線防御の技術があります。簡単に言うと紫外線をカットする日焼け止めを塗っているような感じですね。
じゃあこれは塗ってない状態。
はい。
でこっちが塗ってる。
はい。
Their UV protection technology was used to develop sunscreen. Here's an experiment. We applied sunscreen on paper that turns blue when subjected to UV rays. The paper on the right has UV protection, while the left does not.
じゃあ紫外線を当てます。
はい、お願いします。
UV rays are directed at the paper for 3 minutes. The paper with protective cream shut out the UV rays and remains white. Another example of a company using their existing technologies to lead them to a new type of business.
Well, I never noticed that the hot water bottles and the wetsuits are using the same materials, but I guess it works out, and I might be able to think of more products like using those kind of same materials. Or actually, Sunstar, I knew the toothpaste first, and then I didn't know that they were using the tubes for fixing the punks for bicycles. It's interesting. But I guess some of the companies are better known for the business they started later on.
True. Like you mentioned, Sunstar's definitely one of them.
Right.
And for me, the audio equipment maker turning into a sushi robot maker I never imagined such a thing happening. And it's interesting they use the same, similar component of the turntable for the records to turning or rotating the sushi.
That really is a big turn.
It is, isn't it? Definitely a pivot. But, I suppose for companies with a long history, it's really important that they find ways to survive as times change.
And as everything becomes digitalized, demand for products like record players and photographic film will keep decreasing.
Yes, true. And another example for this kind of pivoting company is the cell phone company in Finland called Nokia. I'm sure you're familiar with the name. They make cell phones, obviously. Right. And before they entered the cell phone business in the 1990s, they actually made rubber boots.
They do.
As well as home electronics and computers. And now their business is focused on communication devices, but they actually still make the rubber boots.
They do. That's a really different, two sides of things. But obviously, various ideas and knowledge is necessary for companies to survive, I guess. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. There will be more on the latest information from Japan, so join us again next time.
Az én álmaim autója, amit lerajzoltam, egy nagyon környezetvédő autó. Milyen jó lenne, ha sikerülne a megálmodott házamba költöznöm, ahol tudok kísérletezni és állatokat megfigyelni.
Omron is a company like no other. It defines expectations because engineers are constantly working on something new. Machines that are attuned to the way people think and move. Therein lies technology that will one day help the future. We automate. Omron.
Mitsui & Company.
Enjoy traveling around East Japan. The Shinkansen will take you to the land of nature and hospitality. East Japan Railway Company.